Hello and welcome to the stock markets analysis. I'm Steven here. Today we're going to be looking at Intel Corporation. It's a very popular semiconductor stock. So what we can see here is the daily chart. The stock has broke out of what we call, I think, a variation of a cup and handle. If you can see it, this is the handle here. It's a variation of a cup and handle. It gapped up on heavy volume and it has been going up ever since. So it is above the rising daily 20 MA, above the rising daily 50 MA, and also above the rising daily 200 MA. So when you have a stock that is above all three rising moving averages, it is a picture of strength. So since the 50 MA and 200 MA is rising, it tells you the long-term picture of this stock is actually quite good. And it is still trading above the 20 MA, which means short-term wise it is still bullish. However, it's hugging a bit and it might drop below it. Now, if you can see, Intel has gone up around to 58 and then it traded sideways a bit. The reason is because you have to go to the weekly chart of Intel. This is the weekly chart and you can see resistance here, resistance around 58, 59, which is why it stalled a bit here. Now resistance, especially resistance on weekly chart, is not easy to overcome. For example, there's this form high here. The stock went all the way up here. It couldn't go any higher after it reached this area and then dropped. And now it is hugging along the 58, 59 area, but it has not dropped as drastically as the period here in April, which means that there is a possibility that it might break out higher. Let's go back to the daily chart. We just draw a rectangle. So this is what I call a consolidation. You have this consolidation box. So as long as the stock trades within the consolidation box, I will treat it as resting or a pause that refreshes. It needs to trade sideways to absorb the supply on the left or absorb the supply from the resistance on the weekly chart, which I've just shown you. And if it can break above this consolidation later, there's a possibility of it going higher. Now let's switch to the monthly chart. If you look at the monthly chart, the stock is above the rising 20 MA and it is also above the rising 50 MA, and the 200 MA is also sloping up. This is the monthly moving averages, and since all three are sloping up, it tells me that the very long term picture for Intel is very good, is bullish. And if we scroll up a bit, you can see the former highs here. These are resistance area. People who bought here and then the stock dropped all the way down and is moving back up. There's going to be bound to be some resistance here, and this consolidation over here is actually trying to absorb the supply around here. And once it breaks out of 60, 61, there is a possibility that it might go higher and in the future reach the former highs. But since this is a monthly chart, it's gonna be quite a long time. So this is Steven here. Hope this analysis of Intel is helpful to you.